but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends.
ó sì tún ṣe é.
I know there is tension.
Mayegun diary
I am not here to add to your tension.
politico. Mayegun diary Godfatherism.
I am here
Mayegun diary
to help you understand your tension
ṣé o kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary
by saying it as it is. Nigeria is about to explode or not.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you.
Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
You are witnessing something that majority of you or majority of us never envisaged. Share this broadcast.
Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ. Mayegun máa bí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o.
Were Wike, the man that rigged so much for Kolu, that Tifnumbu supporters are in fact in shock.
Mayegun máa bí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa bí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. òkúra olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa bí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you very much. Tan 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 tan. Tan 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 tan. Mayegun ti dé. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Although, as their election in Nigeria is coming to a close crashing end, I implore you to please follow this conversation with an open mind. Just maybe, just maybe, it can help how you are going to undo your mental health in the coming days. There have been projections, there have been what you can class as prophecies and all of that. Yeah. That predicted all that is happening right now. But there is something that some of us are missing in the shovel. And that is, so many of us are still, right? Put it this way. Right now, majority of the people who are watching this brazen violation of their own electoral law in Nigeria, open rigging, violence and manipulation, There are so many of you right now who are saying, I told you so. Didn't we tell you? We told you they will do this to you. See, I have something for you. Apart from the fact that we've all predicted that it is going to come out this way. But what we kind of, for those of you in that state of mind right now, laughing at the obedient and the rest of the people who are standing up right now against what is going on in Nigeria, there's something you are missing out. We overrated the establishment and we underrated the angry citizens across Nigeria. Now let's put all sentiments down now. How many of you watching me right now believed in your widest dream that the obedient will become the target of their rigging so much that they couldn't even like do it so well? How many of you watching me right now would agree that you underrated the obedient electorally, and with what you have seen so far, it simply means that if at this stage you would rather blame them, abuse them, mock them, it means you haven't really learned anything. And this is where I'm going to start mine from. There are people who believe that yes, it's all noise. But have you seen how much of their own people that were attacked for this election across Nigeria? Have you seen how many of their people that were denied, disenfranchised to participate in their charade elections? Have you seen the coordinated, the sort of a coordinated rigging that is followed with bribery and violence? Do you really want to underplay that because you told them so that they will do that? Right. What I'm actually driving at is this: Nigeria is at the brink, and some of you are seeing the surface. You are not seeing the deep, the deep frustration behind this shocking. Because I told you something. I said that PDP or APC will rig, and maybe Kolu or Tifku will be declared winner. That won't shock me. What will shock me will be if I see after 10 months of the obedient, movement, if I now realize that they actually are not what they wanted us to see them as, by shocking everybody enough that Peter Obi will be their president, right? Now, here is what the whole situation has come to now. Okay, normally, if they rig you, you go to court with your evidence, right? For those of you who are underrating them, somehow, as we speak, it seems that the whole country is standing up against this charade right now. So, then that brings me back to the concept of fighting a common enemy. Many of you right now watching Mayegun live, you have become so angry with Nigeria. Rightly so. I am. Therefore, because many of us don't want to follow the same pathway anymore, we decided to choose our own pathway. And what does that mean? Many of you lost interest in anything Nigeria because of the damages that this APC Egbekegbe have done in 7.5 years. Right? APC Egbekegbe. Almost everyone has collected in the last 7.5 years. No one is spared, including those who are supporting them. The northern Nigeria, there was a ravaged by terrorism and all of that. They ended up being those who are now under the coping mechanism of it seems it's just our lifetime problem to be terrorized, because they added more to the terrorism rather than reduce it. For those of you who wanted economic survivor, and you chose them, you ended up in penury, poverty. That's what they have done. Everybody has collected all over the country. Yeah? And that was why when they said they were going to, if they had the chance, they were going to vote APC Egbekegbe out with all of the anger in them. And right before your very eyes, they are robbing them of that. In fact, they traumatized the establishment so they became the worst election rigger in Nigeria 24 years democratic history. 2007 was the record held by Maurice Iwu. Maurice Iwu conducted an election, right, in 2007, where people that are in jail were winning elections. Before people were still on the queue voting, they are already announcing election results of the same unit where people were voting. It was so bad that Yaradua, who benefited from that fraud, came out and said he was elected by the most fraudulent election and he would do his best to fix it. In 2015, Jonathan saved you from what could have been one of the most bloodiest election ever. But look at it today. All of that, whatever you call gain, Nigeria, that will always disappoint you, have now fell flat on its face. And then it is taking Nigeria with it. Today, millions of Nigerians are disenchanted, are disconnected with Nigeria due to bad leadership, violence, establishment, terrorism that is being financed by the same government, the same people in government. So all of these are things that have made us believe that if we all have a common enemy, whatsoever, whether you are for Biafra, whether you are for Yoruba nation, whether you are for revolution now, whether you are, whatever you are for, a lot of us considered APC, Egbekegbe, and the government they represent as the most divisive government ever in Nigeria. People are saying Nigeria or Nigerians have never been this divided, ever. So when the Biafrans, when the Shiites pushed their own legitimate rights as part of Nigeria, they were shot and killed. When Shogore and the revolution now, when they led their own, opposition to what was going on in Nigeria, they were shot and killed and jailed. When the Biafrans said, no, we are done, we can't continue like this, we can't be part of this, they were shot, killed, and jailed. All of this connection with Nigeria every day continue to grow. And why? Because even when you try to be positive, the level of negativity that the system itself is shunning out against our own citizens will continue to drown you. And when people now come out in anger and say, oh, we don't want you anymore, they decided to use what they know how to do best. In fact, you remember I told you that when many of you were celebrating videos here, what do you call it? Results there everywhere. Initially, I was wondering that how come we are not seeing any, whether polling unit or whether ward or whether local government or where PDP, APC, Labour, as well as NNPP won. But the most we were seeing were those of Labour Party, the obedient. And I was like, that's so unusual. If they were winning, they won't hide it. They just, I later realized that even some of them were shocked. Yes. I'm talking about the Lagos Abobakus that are commenting. See, even when they are telling you, try anything, we'll show you. I told you that when things were not going well anymore, when all the numbers are not adding up, even they themselves were worried. They were scared. Now like these people hate us. Hey, Kilode, what is going on? They were screaming on social media. Instead of them to be releasing the results of where they won and win, and you know that, they were calling on their leaders to do something. And I remember telling you here on this platform, I said, majority of them that are telling you that you will learn a lesson Oju Emabo, you will do this to you. We will, you know, that stuff, on social media. These are the characters who have seen things around them, surprised, in shock, but they are relying on the establishment to do what they know how to do best. Here you get. Rig it and dare you to do whatever you, what are you going to do? They will bring soldier out and shoot everybody. You have lost, you have lost. Go to court. But they themselves individually couldn't actually pull up the number. Let me put it this way. If it was between the PDP and APC, it would have been the regular, the regular who can outrig one another. But you see this, your charade, it can't be like, say, they hold you, the obedient, they put you in the middle. APC on the right, PDP on the left. They can't chop you as much as they can. That's what happened. As APC was rigging you out, PDP was doing their own. As APC was unleashing terror on you all over Nigeria, in their own in your different strongholds, PDP was doing the same thing. That's why so many people were surprised when they saw the joint media press, what do you call it? World press conference of PDP and APC. They were like, so now it is no more PDAPC. It is now LPDP. Some said it is PDPL. But here is what I want to make you understand. Whatever the APC cook for the entire country is going to lead to a catastrophic chaos. However, there will also be a third columnist too. What do I mean by that? APC PDP. I put something on my Facebook earlier. I said, some of you are saying PDP and Labour Party coming together to fight APC will make the fight stronger. However, but what many of you don't remember is this. Those who supported Obi, more than 90% of them, they don't have political party and they don't belong to one. In fact, they are not members of the Labour Party as a party. These are the people that have been looking for an opportunity to vent their anger against the system. So what happened? The system fought back as usual. So they hit into both of you. So, in my own opinion, PDP will be your third columnist in the entire fight. You know why? Because by the time you begin to shake APC of all the votes they have stolen from you across Nigeria, once the votes begin to drop, you will realize that PDP too, now cutlass and what do you call it? You are going to use to chase Okowa and Atiku too with what they have done to you. I said something about if there's anybody or if there's any group in these their elections that actually shocked anyone, it's not Atiku, it's not Tifnumbu, it's not Kwakwanso, it is the obedient. I mean, from Kaduna to Kano, from Kano to Niger, to Plateau, from Plateau to Benue, from Benue straight down to Lagos, where they reduced their votes from over 1 million to less than 600,000 and increased Tifnumbu's votes from a paltry 150,000 to over 500,000, so that it can justify the narrative you are hearing everywhere now. If they wanted to rig, Sure, they won't rig Lagos in it. If they wanted to rig election, sure they won't rig Kaduna ni. If they want to rig election, sure they won't rig Kano ni. Because just check the pattern outside there, as they are seeing the result of Lafia at the polling unit from Lafia. The result of polling unit from Lafia being posted as the result of Victoria Island polling unit. Or have you not seen where instead of posting results, people were posting their pictures from the polling units across, in fact, where they had no election at all. You know what they have done? They have released the results. You know something? If all I am telling you right now sounds like, lamentation, give me your tears. Let me take you through a journey of why the danger that you are actually overlooking is bigger than what some of you can actually deal with. And when I say some of you, I mean from both sides, from all sides, right? Before their elections, INEC went on what they called media PR campaign, reassuring people that if they come out and participate in this their charade, they should be rest assured that their votes will count. This is a reminder. Let's go on that journey now, from the past to the present, and then you understand how to actually predict the future. I'm going to put all of them together, and it's going to be a long night, by the way. So I think I should tell you first, right? When they started their media PR to deceive some of you, the Gen Z, that believed them that they can conduct a free and fair elections, right? A lot of you saw this. Millions of you saw this video, didn't you?
Executive elections, like the presidential election, the Constitution sets two major criteria for determining a winner of a presidential election. And here are the two conditions. The first one, a candidate must secure the highest number of votes cast at the election. The highest number of votes cast at the election is the first condition. Condition number two, the candidate must secure not less than 25% of votes cast in at least 2/3 of all the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Those are the two conditions. Now, let's break this down further. None of the candidates in the presidential election will be declared a winner if he or she doesn't secure majority of votes cast at the presidential election and 25% of the votes in at least 2/3 of all the states of the Federation and the FCT. If none of the candidates meets the threshold of securing the highest number of votes cast, as well as 25% in 2/3 of all the states of the Federation and the FCT, INEC must conduct a second election. And that second election is known as the runoff. And the runoff must be conducted within 21 days from the date of the declaration of the result for the first round of the election. That's what the Constitution says. A runoff is a voting system used to elect a single winner where no candidate meets the conditions for securing a win in the first round of the elections. So for the presidential election, not all the 18 registered political parties who sponsored candidates will participate in the runoff election. Only 2 candidates will be on the ballot. The first candidate will be the presidential candidate who secured the highest number of lawful votes. That will be the candidate that will make it to the runoff election. The second candidate will be the one who, amongst the remaining candidates, who has majority of votes in the highest number of states. So where there is more than one candidate who has the the majority of votes in the highest number of states. This is what the law says INEC will do. INEC will consider amongst, these candidates who has the highest number of votes in the election. So they look at the total number of votes that each of the candidates secured, and the one with the highest total number of votes will become the second candidate on the ballot for a runoff elections. Now, victory in a runoff election is by simple majority, unlike the first round that requires the fulfillment of those two conditions of the highest number of votes and then 25% of votes in at least 2/3 of the state and the FCT. And what this means is 25% of votes in 24 states and the FCT. Remember, only INEC has the power to declare results. No other institution or individual is saddled with that responsibility. We urge you to be patient, wait as INEC is collating and declaring the results. Please refrain from peddling or spreading all forms of fake news. The only institution responsible for declaring official results is INEC, and we urge you as Nigerians to be patient and understanding and wait.
And the blah, and the blah, and the blah. In fact, their chairman, Mahmoud, who became a professor after receiving a scholarship from the federal government of Nigeria to go and study God knows what in the UK. It was at the Chatham House in London, and they were asking him questions about his preparation for the elections. This is a cut-out clip from that conversation.
This informed the early choice of a new voter accreditation technology using an electronic device called the bimodal voter accreditation system.
That is BVAS.
We have tested it in several by-elections and off-cycle governorship elections. In addition, the decision to make polling unit election results available for public viewing, which has always been a major demand by citizens and election observers, falls into this early choice of election technology. The INEC Results Viewing Portal, the IREV, is a dedicated web portal for the public view of polling unit results as soon as they are finalized on election day.
So why are they not being included?
This has been employed in several elections conducted by the Commission in the past few years. In particular, the uploading of polling unit results to the IREV portal has been deployed in 105 constituencies where the Commission conducted off-season elections since August 2020.
So you promise to upload results?
The results can still be viewed on the portal, making the IREV an invaluable repository of election results in Nigeria.
But you never upload any result
to archives for election results.
This morning.
And citizens and anybody who registers on the portal can still view the results.
So INEC is promising to upload results, but they have not done it.
And I kept asking those who care to approach the Commission that what we have been doing is to upload the scanned images of polling unit results.
You never do, Amo.
And the same hard copy is given to party agents at polling units on election day. And I've consistently asked candidates and politicians to compare the results on the IREV portal with the hard copies brought by their polling agents.
How will they do that since you have not uploaded any?
If there are discrepancies, it's 99.99% accurate.
It's wrong. This man is very evil. INEC is compromised.
Now, a further lesson from the...
Thank you. So that's what INEC chairman told the world at the Chatham House. As you are watching this video, day 3, even though INEC is declaring results, 50% of the total result INEC is declaring is what has been uploaded on their website. So people are now asking, where are these numbers coming from? Where are they getting them from? Where are they releasing them from? They say from the polling unit, from state, from everywhere, where they cook them from. Yeah? But none of these numbers can be verified. I mean, all of them, not just one. According to the record of what people have collected so far across Nigeria, yeah? By the time they shake the three people on the right, Atiku, Tinubu, and Kwakwanso, by the time they shake them of that number they allocated to them, Tinubu will barely have 1 million votes across Nigeria. Original votes for Tinubu, APC. Put everything together, it will not reach 1 million. Now, if you put all Atiku's vote together, it won't reach 2 million. And that's the shocker I am telling you. Now, you see, the people that are going to possibly defend Tifnumbu, right? They are the people who who should also admit that in their dream, did they ever imagine that Obi will be a threat that he has become to them today? Like for real. Anyway, from what they have said, right? By the time they shake all of them and allow people to do their thing according to their law, Peter Obi will be coasting with more than 10 million. And that may sound like a joke to you. Okay? But that's exactly what they have done. Nobody envisaged this. Trust me, even me sitting down here, as much as I have told you many things that I actually wish they could prove all of us wrong. That they actually meant everything they have been saying all this while. You mess with the wrong generation. You mess with the wrong generation. Baba, they were allocating 0 to Labour Party in places that you'll be like, how come Labour Party can't become big? Like, they become so... Let me show you something. Somebody said, the reason why all of this drama are happening now is because when many of you were thinking that Kolu will be buying people or bribing people or buying votes, the Kolu Tinubu has already made a better deal. Why do you need a software? Why do you need hackers? Why do you need all of this? When you can, if you have the chairman. I don't know if you have heard this audio, but I'm going to play it anyway. That's what I do. The face of the person, the position, his position in INEC, as well as the conversation he had. He said, tell them if I am wrong. Asiwaju is not ready to spend money on any party or giving party. He has given people deals. If you do your part, INEC will make sure that everything you send to them is approved. Will you do your part? Would you make sure that we don't have much problems at your own side? Even the Lagos Abobakus, they were complaining because the money that they expected for the election, most of them has been given to INEC. Take a look at their WhatsApp conversation just yesterday.
Almost all of you. And your betrayal, many betrayals. Many things. So I can share for the boy. Share. I can play yàrá yín kò dẹ̀ rọ̀ lára yín náà. Bí oníyà ni gbogbo yín. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ jáwọ́ nínú òṣì yìí. Kó má gba ìlú mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́.
wèrè tó sọ̀rọ̀ sí tó sọ pé àwọn APC agent wo àwọn tó jẹ́ leader gọgọgọgọ ò lọ bá wọn ṣé owó tó ní kọ́kọ́ fáwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ gan wọn kó fún wọn dípò bóyá agent àbí àwọn aráàta ṣé labour tó ń wọlé ṣé ó náwó ni ṣé ó náwó ni ẹ̀dẹ̀ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ tọrọ síbi tọrọ wa kí ni wọ́n kó fáwọn agent tí wọ́n fi jíṣẹ́ ìwọ gan ṣé ò ti gbàgbàgbàgbà bóyá wọn wá rántí ẹ̀ mọ́ sí ilẹ̀kùn wa bá ẹ kó ṣì lọ́jọ́.
That's them inside their APC, Egbekegbe in Lagos, in their WhatsApp group. They were fighting themselves. Even though outside their WhatsApp group, they tell themselves, go out there, go and blame Igbos. Oh, yeah, go and blame the Igbos. Go and start threatening them. Go and do this and that. But inside their group, they are fighting too. All for what? Money. And all the money to do what? To stop the people that are coming to stop them. I said, people destroying people also robbed Labour Party. Bayelsa. Sorry, it's not Labour. I mean, it's not, what do you call it? A PDP. Bayelsa, Delta, where else again? Like Enugu. All the places, even all the places where they declared them winner in the eastern part of Nigeria, PDP still robbed them. Because many of them were not allowed to vote, including Yenegua. But they declared the result from Yenegua, Bayelsa, as you are watching this video. But 2 days ago, the people of Bayelsa, they were enraged. Let me take you there as a flashback. We haven't started what they are up to today. I'm only giving you some flashback to catch up. And then you understand that it's not so hard to predict what is likely going to happen accurately. They denied all of these people when the money got to the hands of the INEC all over the place.
The police officers, they come address the people them. They try to address the people them. So I'm BBC Live. Sorry. We must vote. We want to vote. We must vote. We must vote. We must vote. Yes, sir. They say, Oga for police, they try to talk to them so that they feel calm the situation down. Oga for police, they try to talk to them, make them calm the situation down. So we believe say he go address the matter where they grant. We believe say he go address and the way it be. All of them don't calm down. They say they sit down. They sit down. So most things will happen. We dey watch. In case you just join us, we dey live for Swale, for INEC office, for Swale Road. Na BBC news pidgin. Now they bring on this live video. So in case you just join us, now so we see am for here. The INEC officials, I need to address them now with the police people.
I think that for democracy to flourish, only people who can accept the pain of of defeat, should participate in an election. Because
they did warn you. Only those who can endure the pain of rigging should participate, of a defeat should participate in an election. And that's exactly what is going on right now. Some of you are currently not in the right place right now, especially witnessing the greatest electoral haste in your lifetime. Others have started protesting for it too. But do you want to know why? Talking about voter suppression, let me give you an example. They said that in Lagos, without rigging, without all those violence against the obedient in Lagos, this is what they would have gotten from there. This is what would have been their result. Now, think about so many places where they did this to suppress the figure and write new ones. There are examples. The examples are bound, though. I'm just telling you that daylight robbery is a good example of what they have done and where the explosion is going to start from. For you to understand them, I'll say, right? Listen to this. A PDP official had this to say.
And 36,000. And I have I made some footnotes before, coming in here in anticipation that, these questions might come up. In Lagos, our situation room record shows that Labour Party has 983,069. PDP has 101,039 votes. APC has 155,401 votes.
Correct.
And the NNPP has 7,550 and 36,000.
So this is why they rejected Lagos. Are you with me? They rejected the allocated votes to them. And that is what is brewing wherever it's cooking now. Last night, I read the letter of Obasanjo to Buhari. NLC have issued NLC, TUC, Niger Delta, these. A lot of them are now pulling together. And I don't know what this is going to look like in the coming days. They are asking that the election should be cancelled. Others are asking that before they continue the counting or complete the counting or declare anybody winner, they should let them review all of the results. But INEC is telling everybody that, sorry, we didn't tell you that we were going to use any electronic voting or what have you. The Senate president that passed the bill or passed their amendment to their electoral act even said, some of you don't even know what we did. What we did does not include the, include you transmitting your election result electronically. Really? So no wonder. Obasanjo didn't just write letter. He read his own letter. Now I'll share that with you. Then I'll take you to Robert Stamper, Senate President.
An appeal for caution and rectification. Nigerian brothers and sisters, Greetings to you all. I am constrained to speak at this point, and I crave the indulgence of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency General Muhammadu Buhari, to make this statement because I've had opportunity to keep him aware of what I know is happening and the danger looming ahead. On many occasions in the past, I have not hesitated to point out lacuna in the action of the President and his government. But as far as the election issues that we are now facing are concerned, the President has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he will want to leave a legacy of free, fair, transparent, and credible elections. Until last Saturday night, February 25th, 2023, the good and noble plan and preparation for the elections seem to be going well. For the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, a lot of money was spent to introduce bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the server for immediate transmission of results from polling units. It is no secret that INEC officials at operational level have been allegedly compromised to make what should have worked not work and to revert to manual transmission of results, which is manipulated and the results doctored. The chairman of INEC may claim ignorance, but he cannot fold his hands and do nothing when he knows that election process has been corrupted and most of the results that are brought outside BVAS and server are not true reflection of the will of Nigerians who have made their individual choice. At this stage, we do not need wittingly or unwittingly to set this country on fire with the greed, irresponsibility, and unpatriotic act of those who allegedly gave money to INEC officials for perversion and those who collected the blood money. Let me appeal to the chairman of INEC, if his hands are clean, to save Nigeria from the looming danger and disaster which is just waiting to happen. If the chairman can postpone elections 4 days to the election 4 years ago, he can do everything to rectify the errors of the last 2 days. No BVAS, no result to be acceptable, and no uploading through server, no result to be acceptable. Whereas BVAS and servers have been manipulated or rendered inactive, such result, where BVAS and servers have been manipulated or rendered inactive, such results must be declared void and inadmissible for election declaration. Chairman INEC, I have thought that you will use this wonderful opportunity to mend your reputation and character for posterity. Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, tension is building up, and please let all elections that do not pass the credibility and transparency test be cancelled and be brought back, with areas where elections were disrupted, for next Saturday, March 4, 2023.
In the Electoral Act that we passed, there is nothing like electronic transmission, because transmission is when you vote and it goes to the server. What we have passed, and I can recollect this vividly, because I read that act when it was a bill several times, is to transfer. After all the paperwork that we normally do are done, the agents and everybody there, security, everybody will have the papers. INEC will snap or scan or snap the result sheet and transmit or transfer or whatever it is. That whether it is transmit or transfer is that thing that is captured with beavers, the results. And for me, my understanding is if any result that was captured and sent differs from something gotten somewhere, that one is illegal. And only the courts, it's not us here that can do. So we urge INEC to follow the Electoral Act. And for me, my understanding is if any result that was captured and sent differs from something gotten somewhere, that one is illegal. And only the courts, it's not us here that can do. So we urge INEC to follow the Electoral Act and other laws or their guidelines. That's all.
Exactly. He himself wasn't so sure what was the term used, transfer or transmit. Now, so thieves they do. They will tell you to go to court. It's not here. You don't come and tell us here. Go to court. It'd be like when a thief, person will be thief, steal from you. And can't tell you, say, may you go to court, sue him to court. Don't you know that probably his brother is the judge? When a thief is so confident to say, go to court, you must know that probably his brother is the judge. So go to court. They say, I don't think these young people in Abuja agrees, but we'll come back to them as well, right? I think that is now, will take us to the PDP Labour Party joint press conference, right? Let's start with this.
And everybody was very excited about the Electoral Act. And I'm also happy to say that the chairman of INEC was also very excited about the Electoral Act, because we know that at a point in time, during the debate, we were unlikely to have the Electoral Act and to have it into law. But eventually, the bill was passed and it was assented to. And we thank President Muhammadu Buhari for that. And it's very clear, you cannot breach the law. So when you're talking about how do we go, for me, a lot of calls can be made. But truly at this point in time, it's clearly stated in that Electoral Act what must be done, and shall is mandatory. All election results must be transmitted at the polling unit level. And that is the basis, is those results from the over 176,000 units that we can use through the process of collation. So if you have not transmitted those results, it means that you have actually not conducted the election under the very law that we all applauded. So the right thing to do is for the INEC chairman to truly go forward and cancel the elections.
So PDP says, cancel the election, order a new election, properly monitored, and Labour Party agrees. Yeah. So in that same room, yeah, here is another set.
Offer is vote allocation and not coalition. So because it's vote allocation, not coalition, reason for outright cancellation.
Let me just draw attention of the press, gentlemen of the press. If you look at the results from Bauchi and Gombe, they are exactly the same results. Bauchi APC has 146,977. Gombe, two different states. APC have also 146,977. PDP in Bauchi has 319,123. PDP in Gombe has 319,123. Labour Party has 26,000 in Bauchi they have 26,160. In Gombe they also have 26,160. It is very clear that these results were allocated, deliberately allocated, and funny enough, this type of mischief, they didn't do it good enough, and you can see how two separate states far away, the parties scores exactly the same numbers in the elections. Two different states.
Offer is vote allocation.
And it is one thing to be in company. Bible says that Saul was in the company of the prophet and he began to prophesy. So when you are in the company of greatness, greatness automatically rubs off on you. But when you have no idea that you are working with greatness, you stand to disrespect the greatness. And so the thing that they could benefit from Jesus, they could not, because they had no idea who they were working with.
Dayo Israel, Pastor Dayo Israel, Redeemed Church of Redemption Church of God, Redemption Christian Church of God, I don't know. We'll come back to that story later. PDP Labour Party, in their own press conference, they continue to demand that the election should be held again. Do it again. Yeah? Here is also part of their presser this afternoon.
I want to ask, why is INEC in a hurry to declare these results when majority of the political parties in Nigeria are saying no? They are rushing to declare, and he's saying you can come back after. Of course, they know what they are doing. Once you declare, then it becomes very cumbersome to get a redress. That is, if you are even able to get any redress. The redress we need is now. Let them do what the law says they must do and stop hurrying to nowhere. Thank you.
It's an addition. It's curious, sir, that INEC that could say for 48 hours before announcing results. It's suddenly in a hurry. And you ask yourself, why? 48 hours. Even after 48 hours, we still don't have the results directly uploaded into their server that is supposed to be transparent. They promise us a clear, transparent process where we can equally go to the server. We understand that even the password to the RAC agents who are supposed to access and upload were not even given. So those are the issues that the INEC chairman must address. It's about his integrity. He's a professor of repute, we believe, up till now. He must demonstrate that reputation that he claims he has, or that we believe he has, before international committee. He has to. He has a duty to us, and he has a duty to the international committee and the partners that have invested so much in this democracy to ensure that we have a process of development slowly but surely. He has to come to speak to Nigerians and say,
no, he's not. He's not coming to speak to you. He's going to announce a call. If this whole thing Because as we speak right now, the soldiers are ready, the police are ready, they are just waiting for the command. They have highlighted places they believe there will be hotspots across Nigeria and unleash maximum violence on you. So Mahmoud is not coming to tell you, he's going to declare Kolu to add to the whole thing so that NLC will shut Nigeria down. TUC and the rest of them, obedient, will lead from the front. And some of these politicians as well, they will shut Nigeria down in the coming days if they carry out their, if Mahmoud carry out his own order. He's been paid to do what he's doing. Go to court, they say. But everybody knows that once you do that, so what's the law? What's the law here? Have you actually noticed the irony of life here? In 1993, 30 years ago, was it 30? Okay, let me use my fingers. 1993 to 2003, 10 years. 2013, 2023. 30 years ago, the man that was using his journalistic skills to fight for the mandate of MKO, Abiola, is on the other side of the coin today. He is now in the front line of those who want the power in Nigeria to remain in northern Nigeria. Bob D, Dele Momodu. Politics, so I'm just saying, irony of life. But it doesn't really matter, okay? They've told you. Politics is not about what? Politics is, there's no permanent friends, there's no permanent enemies in politics. Abi? Just permanent interests. I did ask you that, did you ever ask them that whose interest then is the interest? I said, well, I can answer you if you don't answer me. When politicians tells you, or their supporter says, there's no permanent friends or permanent enemy in politics, right? Only permanent interest. They are talking about their personal interest. You are just a pawn on their chess table. So you are going to have the coalition of political parties, coalition of labor force, coalition of churches, coalition of mosques, coalition of Yorubas and all other tribes across Nigeria that are actually going to agree with them in the coming days versus the coalition of Tifnumbu. Because if Tifnumbu could muzzle the entire system in Nigeria, rig an election to this point, when he is not in power, that you see, imagine, CEO, the CPC, who are members of APC, as part of APC, have been identified as the saboteurs that were sabotaging Tifnumbu, even though they are trying to turn that around and say, maybe it's part of the scheme to take the naira away, to take the fuel away and all of that, conspiracy theories and all of that. No. The CPC that have done everything to stop him from primaries, they didn't know that with the corrupt government that they are running, he has already eaten deeper into their institutions. So they don't even know where to fight from, who to fight, left, right, or center. Like they have no idea. They are just mentioning his name. Tifnumbu this, they doing all of that. But they have no idea what is. It's like he cycled them. Majority of the people in their government have already compromised. In a way, I believe, to the point that even the INEC chairman, we do his bidding. So what will be left is this after the whole thing. Mahmoud is going to declare Tifnumbu the winner. Except if there is a surprise broadcast from a Bokwari. And listen, I'm not, like I told you from the beginning of this broadcast, I said, I am just here to help you, to help manage the type of information that you're going to be feeding into your mind. I care about your mental health. Tension wall everywhere. There's so many fake news everywhere. A lot of them that will give you this hope, dash them within another few minutes. I am not here to make your mental health worsen. In fact, I am here to make you understand why you are under pressure and you are not sure what is going to happen next, what is going on. what is going on is that Nigeria is going to implode. To make it work faster, they will declare Tinubu as the winner. Then, for example,
INEC chairman must be fired. Yes. INEC chairman must be fired. Yes. INEC use the beavers, the beavers. INEC use the beavers, the beavers. INEC use the beavers, the beavers. INEC use. Our vote for Moscato, Moscato. Our vote Moscato, Moscato. Our vote Moscato. That's it. Our vote Moscato, Moscato. Our vote.
That's Abuja this afternoon. Now that's how it's going to build, because you know what Wike did in this in River State. Kai. The level of electoral violence, manipulation, rigging that even shook the APC. That they are beginning to joke about it. Wike mad you. Abi fake news in it. Ashiwaju won a River State ticket. How is that possible? Now only 25% we said he should promise. I mean, he promised now. How come he can't deliver over 60?